In this video, we're going to look at techniques for acquiring visual elements for your video story. Video is first and foremost a visual medium. You should be thinking of ways to tell your story visually at every step of the digital storytelling production process. There are several types of visual elements you can incorporate into your video story. B-roll. The term B-roll comes from the early days of television news, when stories were shot, edited, and played back on film. A-roll represented the on-camera anchor or reporter, while B-roll was the reel of film that contained the shots that illustrated what the anchor or reporter was talking about. We still use the term B-roll. Another popular term is coverage. B-roll or coverage serves two important purposes. First, it visually reinforces the information you're delivering in your story. Second, it breaks up the monotony of the talking heads of on-camera interview subjects and presenters. Used effectively, B-roll footage can make your video feel more dynamic, which helps to hold the viewer's attention. B-roll sequences come in basically two types: montage and continuity. With a montage sequence, the shots are connected by a theme, concept, or feeling you're trying to get across, but not necessarily connected by time and/or space. A continuity B-roll sequence, on the other hand, relies on shots that are smoothly connected in a moment. The best example of this is a process, where each step in the process transitions from one to the next. To be effective, a continuity sequence requires a variety of shooting angles, consistent overlapping action, and precisely timed edits. Here are 5 tips for shooting quality B-roll or coverage. Move the camera to capture different angles and shot sizes of the action. This will make your sequence more dynamic. Tell a story with your shots. Show the beginning, middle, and end of the action or process. Hold on wide shots for at least 5 to 7 seconds, so the viewer can absorb all the information in the shot. For close-up shots, 3 to 4 seconds is usually fine. Observe the 180-degree rule. Once you establish the line from the camera to the action, pick a side of that line and stay on it to maintain directional continuity. This will help the viewer follow the action in the sequence. Another great source of visual content for digital video storytelling is photography. When used effectively, photos can have an enormous impact on your story. And in many cases, photos will be all you have to work with, especially if your story involves historical events. Here are a few tips for working with photos. Make sure you have explicit permission to use the photo. Make sure the photos you're using are high enough resolution. In general, try to get at least twice the resolution as your final video resolution. This will allow you to zoom and pan the photo in editing without a serious loss of quality. The final visual source I want to talk about is animation. Animation is exceptionally effective at illustrating concepts or processes too big, too small, too dangerous, or too expensive for us to go out and record. Gone are the days when you needed complicated and expensive video equipment and software to create attractive video animations. You can create some pretty compelling video sequences using nothing but presentation software like Microsoft PowerPoint or Apple Keynote. Here are a couple things to keep in mind when creating animations for video storytelling. Keep the graphics simple. An overly detailed graphical style can distract the viewer from absorbing key information. Use simplified graphical elements. Cut out unnecessary movement. Overall, when it comes to animation, less is more. Remember, video is a visual medium. Do your best to show your story, not just tell your story.